My name is Sam. I come from a small, quiet town. It is peaceful, but there is no English school in my town. I always wanted to learn English. I wanted to speak with people from other countries. I wanted to understand movies and read books in English. But it was not easy. Nobody around me spoke English. I felt alone in my dream. One evening, I sat on my bed. I looked at the sky from my window. I thought about my life. I asked myself, what can I do if I really want to speak English? Then I made a big decision. I would go to the city. I would leave my town and start a new life. It was not easy, but I felt excited. I packed my bag. I took my notebook, my pen, and a small English book. My heart was full of hope and fear. On the bus to the city, I looked out the window. The road was long. I thought about the future. I did not know what would happen, but I believed that this was the right choice. When I arrived in the city, everything was new. The streets were busy. There were many people. I felt small in a big world, but I kept walking. I looked for an English school. After 2 days, I found one. It was a small school on a quiet street. I walked inside. The building was old but friendly. A woman smiled at me. Her name was Anna. She was the teacher. Anna said, "Welcome." Her voice was soft and slow. I could understand her. She was kind and warm. I felt safe. She showed me the classroom. There were other students. They were from Brazil, Turkey, Spain, and Vietnam. We all looked different, but we had the same goal. We all wanted to learn English. On my first day, Anna said something I will never forget. She said, "English is not for tests. English is for people. Do not worry about mistakes." Her words touched my heart. I looked at the other students. They smiled. I smiled too. That day, I said my first sentence in English. I said, "My name is Sam." Everyone clapped. I felt happy and proud. It was only one sentence, but it was the start of something big. We did not use big grammar books. We did not study hard rules. Instead, we played games. We listened to music. We told short stories. We spoke English in simple ways. Sometimes we made mistakes. But that was okay. We helped each other. We laughed together. Every day, I felt a little better. After school, I went home. I lived in a small room in the city. It was quiet and clean. That night, I started a new habit. I opened my notebook. I wrote a few simple sentences in English. I called it my English journal. My first entry was, "Today I went to school. I met Anna. She's nice. It was easy, but it was mine." I felt proud of my words. The next day, I had another idea. I bought small stickers. I wrote English words on them. Door, table, chair, mirror. I put the stickers on the things in my room. Now, when I looked at the door, I saw the word door. When I looked at the mirror, I saw the word mirror. I was learning English without sitting at a desk. I was learning English in my real life. Slowly, I started thinking in English. I looked at a cup and thought, "This is a cup." I saw a bus and thought, "The bus is coming." I even started to dream in English. It was a new feeling. I felt like I was becoming part of the language. One day, something special happened. In class, Anna told a joke in English. I understood it. I laughed with everyone. It was a small thing, but it made me so happy. It showed me that I was learning. English was not just words in a book anymore. It was part of my life. Moving to the city was not easy. I missed my home. I missed my family, but I also felt alive. Every day brought something new. A new word, a new sentence, a new friend. I was not just learning English. I was changing my life. That was the beginning of my journey. I did not know everything. I still made mistakes, but I was not afraid. I spoke, I listened, I learned, and most of all, I believed in myself. My dream to speak English was becoming real, one small step at a time. After 1 week in the city, something new happened. I got a job. I was very excited. I wanted to learn more English, and now I had a way to do that. The job was in a small cafe near my school. The cafe was quiet and friendly. I went there and met the manager. Her name was Lisa. She smiled and said, "Welcome." I smiled back and said, "Hello, I'm Sam. Lisa showed me what to do, she said. You will take orders, serve drinks, clean tables, and speak to customers. I was nervous. I didn't know if I could speak well enough. But Lisa said, don't worry, just try, people will understand you. On my first day, I wore clean clothes and got there early. The cafe was small but nice. There were many chairs and tables. Some people were drinking coffee, some were eating cake. I took a deep breath and said to myself, you can do this. The first customer came. He was a tall man. He said, can I have a coffee and a sandwich? He spoke quickly. I didn't understand everything, but I smiled and said, one coffee, one sandwich. Thank you, he smiled. That made me feel better. I gave the order to the kitchen, then I cleaned a table. More people came. Some spoke slowly. Some spoke fast. I didn't understand every word. But when I didn't understand, I asked, can you say it again, please? Most people were kind. They helped me. They spoke slowly. I listened carefully. Each day at the cafe was like a lesson. I learned new words: tray, napkin, bill, customer, change. I saw these words many times. I heard people say them. I used them. I didn't need to write them down. I remembered them because I used them. After work, I went home. I felt tired but proud. I had spoken English for many hours. I talked to customers. I talked to other workers. I did not understand everything, but I understood a lot. I was learning English at work. The cafe became my real classroom. To speak better, I started a new practice. It was called shadowing. Each morning, I watched a short English video. A man in the video spoke slowly. I listened to him, then I repeated his words. I copied his voice. I moved my mouth like him. I tried to sound like him. At first, it was hard, but I didn't stop. I did it every day for 10 minutes. I also talked to myself in the mirror. I called it mirror talk. I said things like, good morning, what can I get for you? Or would you like tea or coffee? I looked at my mouth. I practiced saying the words clearly. It helped me feel more confident. One night, I made a small mistake. A woman came to the cafe. She said, I want tea and a piece of cake. I said, one tea and one sandwich. She laughed and said, no sandwich, just cake. I felt a little shy, but I laughed too. It was a funny moment. I learned from it. I remembered the word cake very well after that. At the cafe, I also met new friends. One was Marco. He came from Italy. He spoke English well. I asked him, how do you practice? He said, I listen to cooking videos in English. I cook and learn at the same time. I liked his idea. Another friend was Leo, from Brazil. He was also in my English class. He worked in a shop. He used English with customers too. He told me, at first, I was shy, but now I feel good. I speak more every day. His story gave me hope. During break time, I talked to my co-workers. We spoke simple English. We asked each other questions. What did you do yesterday? What food do you like? It was fun. It was real English. I was using the language, not just studying it. I also started recording my voice on my phone. I talked about my day. Today I worked at the cafe. I served coffee. I learned a new word, napkin. Then I listened to my voice. I found my mistakes. I practiced again. I sounded better each time. Working at the cafe helped me a lot. I learned to speak with real people. I learned to listen. I learned to stay calm when I didn't understand. The cafe was not just a job. It was a place where I grew, where I changed, and where I became stronger in English. I didn't need a big book. I didn't need a classroom. I needed people, real situations, and courage. Speaking English became part of my day, part of my job, and part of me. I was not perfect, but I was learning every day. That is how I knew my job was my real classroom. After working at the cafe for a few weeks, I started to notice something. I could speak more. I could understand more. My English was getting better, but I did not learn this by studying grammar books. I learned by living with English every day. My teacher, Anna, once said, grammar is not the most important thing. If you read, listen, and speak often, you will learn grammar naturally. I remembered her words. They helped me feel calm. I stopped worrying about rules. I started to enjoy the language. I began reading easy English stories. One story said, "He's working in a cafe." Another story said, "He works in a cafe." I saw the difference. One sentence was about now, the other was about something that happens often. I did not open a grammar book. I just read and notice the patterns. This helped me understand without stress. One day, I took an online vocabulary test. It showed how many English words I knew. The results surprised me. I knew 2,100 words. I felt proud. I didn't know I'd learned so much. That moment gave me more motivation. I wanted to learn even more. I made a new goal. I wanted to learn 100 new words in 1 month. But I did not want to just write long lists. I wanted to make it fun. So, I made something called an English jar. Every day, I wrote one short English sentence on a piece of paper. Then I put it in the jar. On Sunday, I opened the jar and read all the sentences. They were simple, like I like black coffee or today I clean tables, but they were real. They were part of my life. I also started a small challenge for myself. I called it the Speaking Challenge. Every day, I had to use one new sentence with a customer at the cafe. Sometimes I asked, "How was your weekend?" Other times I said, "Have you tried our new cake?" At first, it was hard, but soon it became easier. I started enjoying it. One day, a man said, "Your English is very good." I smiled and said, "Thank you." That small sentence made me feel strong. It showed me that I was improving. Now, when I listen to English, I don't feel afraid. If I don't understand something, I don't panic. I listen again, I ask questions. I remember that learning is a process. Step by step, day by day, I'm growing. I understand now that English is not just something you study. It is something you live. It is in your words, in your work, and in your feelings. I speak English with my friends. I listen to English music. I write in my English journal every night. At night, before sleep, I sometimes talk to myself in English. I say things like, "Today was a good day. I worked hard." I learned a new word. These are simple words, but they are mine. They help me grow. I also started reading stories online. Some stories were short, some were longer. But all of them used real English. I saw correct grammar in each sentence. I didn't stop to study the rules. I just read and understood. I learned grammar without pain. It felt easy. One weekend, I met Leo in the park. We talked about our week. I told him, "I'm learning grammar by reading and listening." He said, "That's what I do too." I don't study rules anymore. I just use English. We both smiled. We knew we were learning in the best way. Another day, I spoke with a customer. He said, "Can I have a sandwich and a tea?" I answered, "Yes, of course." After he left, I thought about his sentence. "Can I have ... I like that phrase. It was polite and useful. Later, I practiced it alone. "Can I have a coffee? Can I have the menu?" Now I use that phrase all the time. Sometimes, I listen to English podcasts or short news stories. At first, I understand only a little, but when I listen again, I understand more. I don't stop. I keep going. I learn new words. I hear how people speak in real life. I learn not just words, but also feeling, emotion, and culture. Every new word I learn is like a brick. Every sentence I speak is like a step. I'm building something strong. My English is like a house. I build it a little more every day. Sometimes it's slow, but I know I'm moving forward. I don't feel shy when I speak now. I enjoy it. I know I will still make mistakes. But that's okay. Mistakes help me learn. I speak, I listen, I read, and I grow. I don't just study English, I live in it. And now, I truly believe something important. English is not just for school, it is for life. When you live with English every day, it becomes part of you. That is the simple way I learn English, and it works. Sam's journey began in a small, quiet town where he could not find a way to learn English. But deep inside, he had a dream, a simple dream to speak English well, to understand movies, to talk to people from different countries. With courage in his heart and a small notebook in his bag, he moved to the city. He did not have perfect English, but he had a strong will to learn. In the city, he found a small school and a kind teacher named Anna. She told him not to worry about grammar, not to fear mistakes. Sam listened. He spoke his first words in English. He made friends from around the world. He started writing in his journal. He put stickers around his room to see English everywhere. Slowly, English became a part of his life. Then Sam got a job at a cafe. He was nervous, but he tried his best. He spoke to customers. He made small mistakes, but people were kind. He started learning real English, the kind we use in daily life. He practiced shadowing. He talked to himself in the mirror. He listened to his own voice and improved day by day. The cafe was not just work, it was his real classroom. Sam didn't learn English only with books, he learned by living. He made an English jar and a speaking challenge. He learned from podcasts, videos, and simple stories. He learned from people. Most of all, he believed in progress, not perfection. One new word a day, one new sentence, one small step. The lesson from Sam's story is clear. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start. Use English every day. Speak, listen, read, and write in small ways. Don't wait for the right time. Use what you have, where you are, and begin today. In real life, we are all learners. Whether you work in a cafe, go to school, or stay at home, English is around you. Let it be part of your world. Think in English. Speak out loud, watch easy videos, write your thoughts. Build your English, brick by brick. Thank you so much for listening to Sam's full story. If you made it to the end, congratulations. You just practiced your listening and improved your English step by step. Now, let's see how well you remember the story. Question: what did Sam use to collect his daily English sentences? A. A big grammar book. B. An English jar. Comment your answer below. Or B. Let us know in the comments and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you more helpful content like this. Your support gives us the energy to keep going. Also, if you'd like to support us with a small donation, it would help a lot in the beginning. It's very hard for us to create high-quality content because we do everything for free, just to help you learn English. Thank you for being here. Keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next story.